Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching this video from. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Chieng, and in today's video, I am going to try a new recipe, something out of my comfort zone. I'm going to be preparing bread. It's a recipe that I looked for, and the reason why, so what inspired this video actually is I usually buy some dried fruits, and with the dried fruits, I will eat the dried fruits with oatmeal for most part of it. So sometimes I do have leftovers of the dried fruit, and I do not like them staying too long in the house or in the pantry. So I started asking myself, what could I try, and which recipe could I try to use these dry fruits and maximize out of it, and then also something that will help me create or prepare something that I've never done before. I hope you understand. But the inspiration for this video was the leftover dried fruits that I had, and I thought, maybe I can make bread. I'm not a fan of bread. Yes, please don't be mad at me, but I'm just not a fan of bread. I used to eat a lot of bread. I'm originally from Kenya, and I think I overate bread. And ever since I've been to the US, the texture for the bread here is a little bit different. And baking, if you want to bake, you can bake, but baking is not for the faint-hearted. So I would like to try baking bread. This is going to be my first time, so we'll see how it goes. But this was a very simple recipe, actually. And that's why I decided to try it. I know it's going to come out good. At least let it come out edible. I'm not going to be hard on myself. But if it is your first time watching our video, or it's your first time to visit our channel, welcome to our YouTube channel. My name is Chieng. I love cooking. I love trying different recipes. As this video, I am trying to make bread, right? And let us know what you think about this channel. I love trying different cuisine from different ethnicity. Food is the universal love. It's one thing that brings everyone together. So I love trying different recipes, and this year I have made a goal to just go and throw myself out there. And thank you for joining me throughout this journey. For the subscribers, we have 100 subscribers. Oh my God, I am so grateful. You have no idea. Actually, it's more than 100, but my goal was to get to 100, and we got there. So thank you so much. I am so grateful. If you're watching this video and you have not subscribed, please click on the subscribe button. Please leave a comment below what you think about this recipe, and I hope you enjoy it. But it's homemade bread, so I think that makes it more special. So I'm going to show you, there are two parts to it. I'm going to show you how I prepare the dough, and then the other part while the dough is resting, because this dough, once we prepare it for the first part, it has to rest for 30 to 60 minutes, about there. And if you notice, it's a little bit dark because I'm preparing this at night. So I chose to do that so that at night I can just let the dough bread just rest really well, because with bread and baking, it has to proof meaning it has to rest. It's very important. That part is very important. I watch a lot of baking shows, and I know, and I've seen the craziness that happens when you do not let your dough proof. So I'm going to start that right now, prepare it and let it sit overnight, and then tomorrow morning all we have to do is just bake it. So let's go to the first part. So for this pot, I already have my flour. This is all purpose flour, and it is 1 cup to be exact. And then my liquid agent for this recipe is going to be whole milk. This whole milk is lukewarm. And then I'll be using this yeast as the raising agent. And this is how it looks like inside. And then I'm going to be adding a pinch of salt. I'm going to be adding some sugar. And when I knead the dough, I'm going to be adding some vegetable oil. So for the first part, we have the flour right here. I've sifted it just to remove any bumps or just to make it more smoother. So what I'm going to do now, I am going to add 1 tablespoon of sugar. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of sugar. So this is 1 tablespoon. This is white sugar. I'm going to add 1 and 2. And that is it for our sugar. I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to add 1 teaspoon, which is this right here, of the yeast. Here, perfect. And then I'm going to add a pinch of salt. There you go, just a pinch. And then now I am going to mix this, just making sure that it's well mixed. Perfect. And then what I'm going to do next, I'm going to add the lukewarm water. The lukewarm water is 110 ml, and it's not water, sorry, it's milk, lukewarm milk. So I'm going to add I'm going to create a hole in the middle to try and help me control this. And then I'm just going to add a little amount at a time, not a lot. Okay, then I'm going to add a little bit more. Almost there. Just going to add a little bit more. So now I'm going to use my hands. So I think the mixture is ready to kind of form into a dough. Going to add just a little bit more. Perfect. Just a pinch. You don't want the dough to be too hard, and you don't want it to be too soft. Just want to find a balance in between, and using your hands, you're able to feel it. So this feels good to me. So I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to clean this part right here, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this mat that really comes in handy. This one right here. It's a baking mat, but I love using it when I'm kneading a dough that I really need to take some time, because with this one, we are going to knead it for 5 to 7 minutes with oil. So right now I'm just making sure I knead it a little bit more before I add 1 teaspoon of oil. So now I'm going to spread it a little bit, and then I'm going to add, I have my oil here, so I'm just going to measure 1 teaspoon of oil. Oops, there we go. Okay, kind of spill a little bit, but that is fine because it's going to soak in everything once we are done with the kneading. Just making sure I grab all of the oil. I like using my this part of my hand, because it really applies good pressure. And then sometimes I would kind of interchange the pressure. Okay, perfect. Just making sure I'm grabbing all of the oil. When it comes to bread, kneading and proofing are the keys. You have to take your time. You cannot rush this process. And I guess that's why not a lot of people like um, baking bread. They would rather have it already prepared. And there are different types of bread. There are sourdough, sweet breads. It's amazing. So I'm just kneading as much as I can. I'm going to be here for about 5 to 7 minutes. Just using both hands because it provides a more surface area. And sometimes you just can kind of heat the dough. Oops, accidents happen, it's okay. This kneading gives the bread that bread texture. This is where you get that texture, is in the kneading process. a lot of muscle. This is where you work out if you have not been working out that much. I'm going to hit it again. Just working through it, taking my time. And already you can feel the texture of the dough changing from the moment you begin, and as you closer to finishing with the kneading, you can feel it. It has become smooth. Yeah, it has become really smooth. As you can see, this is our dough. Looks beautiful. So I'm going to set it right here. And then I am going to spray the same bowl that we used. I'm going to spray it with oil because we're going to let this rest for about 30 to 60 minutes. I'm going to let it sit for 40 minutes. And then I am going to proceed to the next step. So this is our dough right here. I've placed it inside here. And then the next part, after the next part, I'm going to let it rest for the whole night. So that's why I'm not doing the whole 60 minutes, because the recipe that I'm using, it says for this first part, let it rest for 30 to 60 minutes. So I'll do 40 and then proceed with the next step and then let it sit for the whole night. So we are going to let this rest for 40 minutes and then we'll proceed to the next step. So it has been about 40 minutes, and as you can see, our dough has expanded, has risen. I'm going to set it on the side because we are going to proceed to the next steps. Now, for this next step, I have some dried fruits. This is dried raisins. both black and brown raisins that we have here. And then right here I have red cherries, they are dried. And then here I have black cherries that are dried. So I'm going to be using these three types of these two types of cherries and raisins. And then I am going to be adding some sesame seeds. And I have my baking powder, my baking pan right here, and I'm going to be using a parchment paper. This parchment paper is what we are going to use to place the dough in. So what I'm going to do first, when it comes to baking, you always want to make sure that you prepare your pan. I always save this butter paper because it always has some butter around it and I do not like wasting. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to spread it on the surface. And then for this parchment paper, I'm just going to spread it on the top like so, so that when we place the bread, we can add some good base, some already oiled base. So this is how it looks like. So I'm going to set this on the side. Our baking pan is ready. And then what I'm going to do now, two steps. I'm going to set these on the side because first I need to prepare the dough. So I'm going to use this wooden base that I've already floured a little bit. So I'm just going to move. There we go. Just creating some space. So we have this, and then I'm going to kind of put some flour right here because I'm going to flatten our dough here. I'll need a knife, so I'll grab a knife. So I'm going to bring our dough right here and place it right here. And what we are going to do is we are going to flatten it. Just making sure that the surface is going to, you want it to be very flat. That. Just trying to spread it all around. Perfect. So you can see I've really made it so flat. It reminds me of when you're making samosa, the samosa wraps from scratch. You have to really flatten the dough. So this is what it reminds me of. Perfect. Dough is ready. Making sure it's not sticking at the bottom. That's good. So what we are going to do, we are going to add some oil. This oil I am going to spread all around. Just making sure it's spread all the way till the end. Perfect. I'm going to wash my hands. Okay, then after that, what we are going to do is we are going to spread some flour. And then I'm going to spread it. I'm just using my hand since it's easier for me. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to set this on the side because we have to prepare the dried fruit. So I'm going to place it on the side and wash my hands. Now, going to clean the surface right here. So now we are going to prepare our dry fruits. And for the dry fruits, we are going to be using this bowl right here. So I'm going to place it right there. And then we are going to be using 1 tablespoon of this dried cherries. And then another tablespoon of the red cherries. And then some raisin. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to kind of chop them a little bit. Just to kind of reduce them in size. I don't want them to be too large in size. So let me try, and you can use a blender or something like a blender to cut them easily if you can. Also, feel free to add more if you are a fruit person. But since this is my first time using this recipe, for the first time, I usually just I like following the recipe to the exact, or at least I try. And then once I try out and see if I like it or not, I adjust it on the second round. So these are now in smaller size, which is a little bit better. So what we're going to do is add them to this bowl. Perfect. Set that aside. And then now I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of sesame seed. I love sesame. Sesame. People pronounce it different, but I'm sure you guys understand what I'm trying to say. So this is our mixture right here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of sugar. This is our teaspoon right here. And just mix it really well. Okay, perfect. So our fruits, our dry fruits are ready. Place that here, and I will grab our bread dough. Now what we are going to do here, we're going to do something unique in way that we are going to kind of slice into thin into some slice into some sliced strokes in the middle of this circle. We are not going to do from edge to edge, but we are going to do from mid edge to mid edge. So as you can see, this is what I'm doing. It's right here. I'm going to start from mid edge and go to mid edge right there and proceed until I am through with it. And this is going to give it a unique design. So this is what I'm doing, just going up and down, up and down. I'm not sure if the side of where you cut it matters, but as long as you cut it into these strokes, that's the most important thing. So I'm going to bring it close. Kind of fill in these gaps. Okay, so what we are going to do after this, we are going to spread our fruits. Look at how beautiful that looks already. Just making sure that I have it evenly distributed. This already looks so beautiful. Spreading this dried fruits evenly. Okay, so as you can see, this is how it looks like so far. So what we are going to do, we are going to fold it. I don't know if I want to fold it from this side or from this side, but I'm just going to fold it from this side. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to start turning like this, like I'm kind of folding everything together. It's going edge by edge. Making sure we are not wasting anything. You're kind of pressing it so that everything is enclosed. Making sure I do the same as the other side. Just taking my time, not rushing. And then when I get to this side, I just kind of fold it coming this way so that they all meet. This is what we have. So what I'm going to do now, I am going to kind of do a circle form right here, and voila. Then I'm going to tuck this in. I'm going to do that circle right here. As you can see, look how beautiful it looks already. And it's not even messy at all. It's just beautiful and folded. So what I'm going to do, I am going to bring our baking sheet right here. And what I'm going to do is I am going to let this sit right here. So this is proofing. We're going to let it proof for at night. Just let it sit and let it stay still. I'm going to put it in the oven. The oven is not turned on, but I'm just going to put it in that enclosed environment because of that is where it's going to get a warmer temperature, um, kind of a warm environment. Basically that's what you want, because we use yeast and we want yeast to do its work before we bake it. So I'm going to place it in there and let it sit overnight, and then tomorrow morning we're going to take it out, and then we're going to kind of just spray a liquid or some form of liquid like egg yolk or something at the top, and then heat up the oven, and then place our bread inside there and cross our fingers and see how it comes out. So for now, I'm just going to place it inside and let it sit, and then we'll move on to the last step. So our dough has rested for quite some time overnight. Now we are going to place it in the oven. We have it warmed up at 225 Fahrenheit, and we're going to let it bake for 20 to 30 minutes. So our bread just came out of the oven, and look at how beautiful and brown it looks like. How amazing. So now what we are going to do is still warm. So I'm going to spread some butter just to give it a glossy look. You can see the fruit, you can see the sesame seed. Looks amazing. Perfect. Now it is time to try it. Perfect. Looks amazing. So what we're going to do, I have this jam right here. You can eat it with any jam, but for me, I'm just using that one. And then I have my knife, but this is where we are going to cut it and see how our bread came out. I'm just going to start with this end right here. Oh wow, cut so smooth already. Ooh, look at that. Looks amazing, and it's still warm, so that is even much better. And also you can eat it with any type. Just look at how amazing it is inside. It's cooked, it's warm, it looks amazing. You can eat it with jam, you can eat it with butter. I prefer eating it with this jam right here, but you can eat it with anything that you like better. But guys, thank you so much. This was our first bread and we made it. So let me know what you think about this video. The bread looks amazing. I cannot wait. Let me just go ahead and try it. Just take the jam right here like so. Oh wow, it is smooth and it's warm. So with the jam, it is so tasty, and the fruits are so tasty, especially the sesame seeds. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. This is our first cake. If you have not subscribed, please do not forget to subscribe and let us know what you think about this recipe. Let us know if baking bread is something that you enjoy doing. But until next time, bon appetit, and I hope you enjoyed this video.